Have you ever felt paralyzed by everything you need to do, as if every planned task becomes an insurmountable mountain? Perhaps you start the day with great intentions, creating a productive routine, resolving pending tasks, and finally taking that important step. But the moment the alarm goes off, an inexplicable resistance arises, and the bed becomes a refuge against the demands of the world. The day unfolds almost automatically. You get distracted by social media, watch videos that seem to promise momentary comfort, and lose yourself in an internal struggle against procrastination. Each passing minute feels like a reminder of everything that wasn't done, and discouragement silently grows, like an invisible weight. This feeling of stagnation is not laziness. It is a signal that something within you needs attention. It's as if the connection to your goals and dreams has been interrupted, leaving a void that's hard to fill. And while the world outside seems to be spinning at full speed, you feel stuck in slow motion. We live in a world that never sleeps, bombarded by information, notifications, and distractions every second. This overload of stimuli is not natural for the human brain. For much of our existence, the pace of life was slower, and the environment less saturated. Today, however, we are constantly exposed to superstimuli that capture our attention and drain our energy. These stimuli, such as short videos, social media, and video games, are designed to activate our constant search for dopamine, the neurotransmitter of pleasure and reward. The more we consume, the more dependent we become on these small doses of instant satisfaction. This makes it increasingly difficult to focus on activities that require patience, effort, and concentration. Think of the pursuit of dopamine as an addictive cycle. Just like in controlled experiments where animals press buttons to receive small rewards, we condition ourselves to seek easy and quick satisfaction, ignoring the long-term impact of this behavior. This dynamic not only harms our ability to concentrate, but also diminishes our motivation to pursue goals that require effort, but bring real and lasting rewards. Dopamine is often called the neurotransmitter of reward, but its function goes beyond that. It's like the conductor of a complex symphony that regulates our motivation, drives our efforts, and connects us to pleasure. However, the age of superstimuli has transformed the way our brain handles this essential substance, creating an imbalance that profoundly impacts our relationship with the world and with ourselves. Imagine that, in the past, dopamine was released in small doses as a reward for genuine efforts. A delicious meal after a hard day's work, or the satisfaction of completing a meaningful task. These moments kept us motivated, connected to the process, and aware of the value of accomplishments. But with the advent of instant and accessible stimuli, like infinite scrolling on social media or fast food consumption, our brain started to be bombarded by dopamine spikes without the need for real effort. This addictive cycle comes at a cost. When we rely on easy and quick pleasures, our dopaminergic balance becomes unregulated. The brain begins to require larger doses to feel the same level of satisfaction. This creates a phenomenon known as dopaminergic tolerance, in which simple pleasures, such as a deep conversation or a moment of contemplation, lose their appeal. Thus, we compulsively seek more stimuli without realizing that we are feeding a growing disconnection from the experiences that truly nourish us. Additionally, dopamine imbalance affects not only pleasure, but also motivation. Tasks that once sparked interest, such as learning something new or working on a creative project, can seem tedious and difficult. This is because the brain, conditioned by superstimuli, associates effort with discomfort while constantly seeking quick and superficial rewards. It's like trying to row against the current of a powerful river. Each time we give in to immediate gratification, we drift further from the shore where true purpose resides. Understanding this mechanism is the first step toward regaining control. By becoming aware of how excessive stimuli distort our perception and sabotage our motivation, we can begin to reverse this cycle, reconnecting with genuine pleasures and valuing the process rather than the final result is a possible path to rediscover balance and restore our ability to feel deep and lasting satisfaction. Our brain operates on a delicate balance between pleasure and pain, as if there were an internal scale constantly adjusted by everyday experiences. This metaphor of the scale helps explain why easy and immediate pleasure can lead to unexpected consequences such as demotivation, apathy, and even sadness. When one side of the scale is weighed down, whether by pleasure or pain, the brain responds by trying to restore balance. Imagine that each moment of pleasure, like watching short videos or eating ultra-processed foods, adds weight to the pleasure side of the scale. Initially, this brings a sense of well-being and relief. However, the brain, to maintain homeostasis, activates gremlins, metaphorically, that press the opposite side, the pain side. The result? After the pleasure peak, we experience an emotional drop, characterized by discouragement, boredom, or even guilt. This is especially noticeable when we engage in immediate gratification behaviors repeatedly. Over time, the excessive use of easy pleasures can create a bigger problem. The pain side begins to outweigh the pleasure side, even when we are not seeking stimuli. This manifests as a constant sense of dissatisfaction, as if nothing is good enough or interesting. Simple activities, like reading a book or walking outdoors, lose their ability to bring joy because the scale is unbalanced. The solution to this dilemma is not to avoid pleasure completely, but to learn how to seek a healthy balance. This can involve the practice of controlled discomfort, such as exercising regularly, challenging oneself to learn something new, or even limiting the use of digital devices. These moments of temporary discomfort help recalibrate the scale, strengthening the brain's ability to appreciate genuine and lasting pleasures. The secret lies in understanding that, just like pleasure, discomfort is part of life. By embracing the challenging side of balance, such as meditating despite initial restlessness, or resisting the impulse to check your phone every moment, we begin training our brain to find satisfaction in what truly matters. This approach allows us to reconnect with meaningful experiences and restore the lost balance in our internal scale. Regaining balance in a world of constant stimuli requires more than willpower. It demands a conscious strategy of reconnection with habits that promote genuine well-being. It begins with a deliberate effort to slow down and create space for what truly matters. But before any change, it is essential to recognize that the current imbalance is not the result of weakness or personal failure, but of an environment that conditions us to seek quick and empty rewards. Recalibrating the mind involves creating intentionality in your daily actions. Simple tasks like waking up and making the bed can be the starting point for regaining control. Don't underestimate the power of starting small. Seemingly trivial actions send signals of organization and stability to the brain, creating a foundation for greater progress. When you choose to tackle a challenging task, even if initially uncomfortable, you are training your brain to value the effort and the reward that comes from it. The body, in turn, is a crucial piece in the process. Our biology is deeply influenced by movement, and physical exercise can be powerful tools for regulating the dopaminergic system. Engaging in activities that challenge yet bring pleasure, such as a walk outdoors or a dance class, not only improves physical health, but also teaches the brain that not every effort is uncomfortable. Slowly, the body begins to align with the mind, helping you face challenges with more willingness. Habits are the third pillar of this recalibration. They form the invisible structure that guides our daily choices. The key here is to reduce unnecessary stimuli, especially those that consume mental energy without offering real value. For example, setting specific times to use social media or limiting screen time can create space for more meaningful activities. Replace passive consumption with practices that nurture, like reading something inspiring or dedicating time to creativity. This process requires patience. It's normal to feel resistance at the start of any change, especially when we're breaking free from a cycle of instant gratification. However, as you begin to prioritize habits that challenge and genuinely reward you, you will notice gradual transformation. Your mind will become more focused, your body more energized, and the days, once numbed by routine, will begin to gain new meaning. The way we consume content directly shapes our thoughts, emotions, and consequently, our actions. In a world saturated with information, passive and disordered consumption can lead to a state of mental exhaustion, where each piece of information seems to add noise rather than clarity. To regain control over your mind, it's essential to adopt a conscious approach to what you choose to absorb. Think of the internet as a vast ocean. There are areas of calm waters, full of profound knowledge, but there are also relentless storms, where the sheer volume of stimuli can drown us. If we navigate aimlessly, we end up adrift, consuming everything that appears without purpose or criteria. This lack of intentionality is what often makes us feel more lost, even after hours spent immersed in content promising solutions or entertainment. To practice mindful consumption, start by identifying the purpose behind your choices. Ask yourself, does this add something to me? Does it inspire me? Does it help me grow? Avoid content that generates anxiety or encourages unrealistic comparisons as a way to protect your mental health. Replace the habit of endless scrolling with more intentional practices, like seeking educational, reflective content, or engaging with material aligned with your true interests. Transformation occurs when you stop being a passive consumer and become an active creator of your digital experience. This doesn't mean creating content, but rather creating personal filters that allow you to select what truly matters. For example, following profiles that promote constructive ideas or watching videos that expand your knowledge can transform internet usage into something productive and inspiring. Additionally, set aside moments in your day to completely disconnect. This break is vital to allow your mind to process what has been consumed rather than simply accumulating more information. Silence and reflection are powerful tools for separating the essential from the superfluous, helping you gain clarity and perspective. Consuming content consciously is not just a matter of organization, it's an act of self-care. It's about choosing to prioritize what nourishes your mind instead of what merely takes up space. By adopting this approach, you not only reduce the feeling of overwhelm, but you also begin to build a healthier relationship with the digital world, where quality replaces quantity. The connection between mind and body is more powerful than we often recognize, and physical activity plays a central role in this balance. More than improving appearance or physical health, moving the body is an essential tool to restore mental energy, relieve stress, and recalibrate the dopaminergic system. When we move, we send signals of vitality to the brain, reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and promote the release of endorphins, which generate a natural sense of well-being. Science shows us that regular exercise not only improves cognitive function but also helps increase our emotional resilience. Aerobic activities such as walking, running, or cycling stimulate the production of new neural connections and strengthen the areas of the brain associated with memory and concentration. Slower, more intentional practices, such as yoga or Tai Chi, combine movement with presence, providing significant anxiety reduction and promoting a state of inner balance. But it's not about finding the perfect exercise, it's about finding what works for you. Perhaps long outdoor walks bring the calm you seek, Or maybe a more intense workout provides the energy release that frees your mind from the day's tensions. The key is to experiment until you discover a practice that not only makes sense for your body, but also evokes a sense of achievement and satisfaction. Moreover, consistency is more important than intensity. Small doses of daily movement, even if it's just 15 minutes of stretching or a walk around the block, can create powerful change over time. The simple act of prioritizing movement, no matter how small, is a reminder that you are investing in yourself. This decision to move, however minor it may seem, sends a clear signal to the brain. I am important, and I am taking care of myself. Lastly, physical activity also teaches us to value temporary discomfort. Sweating, feeling the muscles burn, or fighting the urge to stop during exercise are not just physical challenges. They are lessons in perseverance and self-control. These lessons can be applied to other areas of life, helping you face obstacles with more courage and resilience. Movement, then, is not just an isolated action, but a practice that symbolizes your willingness to move forward and grow. There is a huge difference between saying "I can't" and "I can't yet." This simple word, "yet," carries with it a transformative power. It not only acknowledges where you are at the moment, but also projects the possibility of change, learning, and growth. Adopting this mindset is like opening a window in a dark room, allowing the light of hope to enter. The power of "yet" is rooted in the idea that learning and overcoming are continuous processes. When we limit ourselves by saying we can't do something, we close ourselves off from the potential for growth. On the other hand, by adding "yet," we activate a perspective of progress, allowing the brain to see failure as a natural step along the way. This small change in language can transform how you approach challenges and turn your experiences around. This approach aligns with the concept of a growth mindset, which recognizes that skills and talents are not fixed, but can be developed with effort and persistence. When facing a task that seems impossible, such as starting a new project or learning a difficult skill, remember that the initial discomfort is just a temporary stage. Saying "I don't know yet" is a way to embrace difficulty without letting it define you. Additionally, the power of "yet" promotes self-compassion. It's a reminder that you don't need to know or do everything right now. It's okay to be in the middle of the process, stumble, and learn from it. This approach also reduces the fear of failure, as it reinforces that every step, no matter how small, is part of a larger process. It doesn't matter how slow the journey is. What matters is that you continue moving forward. Applying the power of "yet" in daily life can be as simple as changing the way you think or express yourself. When you feel like you're not achieving something, try reframing your thoughts. "I haven't reached my goal yet, but I'm working on it." Over time, you'll notice that this shift in perspective creates space for constant progress, transforming even the biggest challenges into opportunities for growth. Real transformation happens when mind, body, and consumption habits work together like well-calibrated gears in a machine. Each of these aspects, on their own, has the power to generate positive changes, but it's in their interaction that true balance is found. To achieve this integration, it's necessary to understand how each area influences and complements the others. The mind is the starting point. Your way of thinking determines how you view the challenges and opportunities ahead. Practices like meditation, reflection, and setting clear goals help strengthen your connection to the present, reducing mental distractions caused by external stimuli. A focused mind is capable of prioritizing what matters, identifying harmful patterns, and creating a clearer vision of where you want to go. The body is the vehicle that sustains all actions. When you care for it through regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and adequate rest, your energy increases. Your stress resilience improves, and even your mental clarity is enhanced. A healthy body fuels a strong mind, creating a virtuous cycle in which both strengthen each other. Consumption, in turn, is the filter through which you feed both your mind and body. This goes beyond food or what you watch. It includes the type of energy and information you allow into your life. Uplifting and intentional content, combined with a conscious reduction of toxic stimuli, creates an environment conducive to growth. Choosing wisely what you consume is as important as what you do with it. These three areas are interconnected. For example, by reducing the consumption of irrelevant content, you free up time and energy for practices such as meditation or physical exercise. When you take care of your body, your mind becomes more resilient, and your ability to consciously choose what to consume increases. Each effort made in one area reverberates in the others, creating a synergy that transforms your life from the inside out. Applying these key areas requires intentionality and constant practice, but the benefits are cumulative. Small daily adjustments, such as starting the day with a moment of silence, walking for 20 minutes, or reflecting on how you're spending your time, generate surprising results over the long term. The secret is to take action, even if gradually, and trust that the alignment between mind, body, and consumption will lead to lasting balance. Balancing mind, body, and habits is no simple challenge, but it is possible when you choose to act intentionally. Small steps, like taking care of what you consume, both digitally and physically, creating a routine that includes movement, and reconnecting with real goals, help build a solid foundation for well-being. Each conscious choice strengthens your ability to handle the challenges of everyday life, bringing you closer to a life more aligned with your purpose. Progress isn't about perfection, but consistency, and taking control of your life is within your reach, one step at a time.